name is Dr. Joshua Fredenburg, and I'm a national speaker, author of 7 books, and president of the Circle of Change Leadership Conference that specializes in diversity and inclusion and leadership. And over the past few months, I have not only pivoted from in-person, but I began to create different virtual programs that have revolved around diversity and inclusion. And over these next few minutes, what I want to do is I want to take you through a journey where you're going to have an opportunity to see the different types of activities and the different type of content that I've been able to share with effectively with students all across the country as a virtual keynote speaker on issues that revolve around diversity, equity, and inclusion. I want you to look in your chat box right now because this is a viral math problem. It's a viral math problem. And what I want you to do really quickly, I want you to tell me what you believe the answer is to this viral math problem. I'm going to give you 30 seconds. I have my watch right here. So I'm going to give you 30 seconds to put your answers in the chat box. Time is up. So what I already knew that a majority of you would say is that it was either going to be 1 or it was going to be 9. I already knew you were going to do that. I've been sharing this viral math problem all across the country, and I always have a dominant group of people that either say it's 1 or it's 9. Now, here's the catch. One of you is wrong. One of you is wrong. I know if we were live right now and we were having a conversation, the ones would say, I know I am right. I was taught this. This is the way it's supposed to be done. I know for a fact that one is right. But here's the truth. Someone is wrong. Now, you're going to be mad at me. I'm not going to tell you the right answer. What I'm going to do is tell you this, that sometimes in life, what we have been taught can actually be wrong. You say, Dr. Fredenburg, why did you bring that up? Because it leads me into my first question. And my first question is this: are you leading with the right person? In essence, have you taken the time to honestly ask yourself a serious question? Are there any unconscious biases? Are there any negative perspectives? Are there any past experiences or any other thoughts that are affecting me from creating positive relationships with people that are different from me? In regards to what we talked about, Daniel, what was your story and what was your response?
So mine was actually a time I was a negative influence in the workplace. So I was a manager up front at a large retail store, and during our busiest register, there was a older cashier about in her 50s or 60s, and I went ahead and replaced her with somebody younger, like swapped her to a different register, and I told that cashier I'm doing that. I told the cashier that I'm swapping the older cashier out with. I said I'm doing it because you're faster, and then the younger cashier went ahead and didn't know that was a discreet opinion of mine that I was sharing, and went ahead and told the older cashier that's why I was doing it, and it was really hurtful to her because she felt that I was making that comment because she was older and therefore I thought she was slower, which was the correct perception that I had at that time. And she came up to me and said how much it hurt her feelings, and from then on it changed my perspective of how I dealt with people, and what I said to other people to make sure your opinions or your private feelings don't get in the way of your job.
Yeah, wow. Daniel, that's a powerful story, man. First of all, I commend you for coming up here and talking about that, taking responsibility for what you did. But I think what's most powerful is that you actually made the change. When I make the statement, if this relates to you, I'm going to ask you to turn your camera off. So if it relates to you, you're going to turn your camera off. If it does not relate to you, you're going to keep your camera on. First statement is this: I have lost respect for someone in my life based on how they treated me because of my race, my gender, my belief, or my sexuality.
If that is you, darken your screen. Screens are darkening. Question. I have been rejected by others the past 2 years because of my difference. If you've been rejected the past 2 years because of your difference, darken your screen. Screens are darkening. Have it aware. Awesome. I want to thank you all so much for doing that. I think that's so powerful. And the reason I did that is because I wanted you all to see that people are affected not only by their words, but by their actions. 72% has said that I've been impacted by what someone said without them even knowing it. Let that sink in for a moment. That it's possible that as we gather today on this virtual leadership training, that there are people that we see, people that we connect with, that if they were to be honest with you, if they were to be authentic, they would tell you that there are things that have been said to them that people did not even know, that have hurted them, that have offended them, and had them feel a certain type of way.
Backhanded compliments of, hey, you're so pretty for a black girl, or different kinds of sly and slick comments in the moment where they kind of saw it as like a lighthearted joke or a way to kind of separate me from the biases that they kind of had, and they thought I was gonna run with it, or even when I was younger, just based off of the way that I speak. And I
also want to commend you for sharing that, because I think it's important that we share these stories so people are aware of these stories. And so for those that are listening, or those that heard what Claudia said, this is real, this happens. And I encourage you not only to watch your language, but I also encourage you to make sure others watch their language as well. Because again, if we're going to grow in this thing, it's not only going to be an individual, we got to keep others accountable as well.
Oh, I talked about how I've been called retarded because sometimes the fact that I'm mentally ill is more obvious than other times. And I'm not going to lie, it really does cut deep for me, because that's kind of like the mentally ill community's N-word, the word that's been used to oppress us. And now I think a lot of us are trying to take it back,
Thank you for sharing that. I think it's really powerful. I love how you deal with mental illness. That's incredible. And that's a real issue as well. And I think, honestly, we're learning more and more about that, or it's coming more to the forefront. So I appreciate you for that and for sharing that. And for us, all of us, is being careful what we say, because it makes a difference.
I want to thank you all so much for taking the time to learn more about the things that I have offered as a virtual keynote speaker on issues that revolve around leadership, diversity, equity, and inclusion. If you'd like more information, if you'd like to have me come to your campus or your organization, all you need to do is either visit my website at visionxy.com or give us a call, shoot us an email, because we want to hear from you and we want to work with you to create an empowering and an impactful experience for your students around leadership, diversity, equity, and inclusion virtually. I look forward to working with you soon. Peace.